What's up, SNA fans? This is Super Nick Austin back here with another video, like about 7 hours after making the greatest SNA review video in all of the wrestling internet or the internet wrestling community, the WrestleMania 40 review video. And in case if I haven't said how I would rank night 2, I'll give it a perfect 5-star show. And yeah, in case if I haven't said so, of course, but now I do. Now I just did, and yeah, it was a very perfect show that you just cannot say anything bad about it. Like there really wasn't anything bad to say, but enough about that right now. But yeah, even though it was a great show, but we're gonna be talking about what it went down on tonight's AEW Dynamite, which we also saw the footage, but it was you can hardly see anything happening, even though we did see CM Punk and Jack Perry, but we didn't really see his face. It was more likely the back of his body, like just talking to Jack Perry, when he left the arena, and came backstage into the gorilla position, and this is where they started discussing on what just happened out there. But let's just say, the Young Bucks did. Let's say, it's been. They show pretty much everything, like what just happened between him and CM Punk in their altercation back last August, but it didn't. But it was not like the way we would expect it to be. But we still seen CM Punk, but not his face, only the back of him. And they showed it on in the security footage without any audio. So yeah, it was very difficult to hear what exactly they said. Only thing I can see them saying yo, I want to talk to you. Like, what the hell did you just did out there? And that's where Jack Perry was you seen what I just did out there. Go flub yourself. All I care. And this is where we saw CM Punk then shoves him, and this is where he chokes him. But I'm gonna get to more details as soon as I get to that point. But let's talk about what happened in the beginning of the show, which was the show that was supposed to happen in the opener, but they moved it until the main event, and you're gonna see exactly why, because it was a championship contenders match, which is gonna be Samoa Joe taking on Dustin Rhodes, but before he can even enter into the ring, this is where Swerve Strickland attacks him from behind. This is where he started beating the hell out of him until he got on the stage. This is where Samoa Joe nearly had the upper hand against the former NXT North American and AEW tag team champion, with him throwing him right to that padded barricade, right into the right side of the arena, or was it just the top part? I guess you could say the top part, but this is where he took off the tablecloth right off the table. This is where he nearly used it while wedging it right into the corner barricade, until Swerve Strickland speared him right into it, with that same table he just laid out, and he knocked him out with the back of his head, knocking the back of his head out right into that table. And Swerve Strickland was like, "I'm not done with you yet." And this is where the referee's like, "Please go. You don't want to get suspended or want to even get get suspended and even lose your opportunity for the AEW tag team. I mean, for your chance of becoming AEW World Heavyweight Champion." This is where Swerve Strickland was thinking about it, and he was like, "Okay, only for that sake, the reason why I'm not gonna attack him anymore." But this is where they took him to the paramedic room. They were seeing to see if he could still compete in the match against Dustin later on the night. But this is where we got Adam Copeland and against Penta El Ziedo Miedo being the opener. And let me tell you, they definitely nailed it. On tonight's AEW Dynamite, this was the show stealer of the night, and it gets the number one match of the night on my list. But the only thing I would disagree on the way they booked them, the way they scheduled the match for, it was on the opener rather than the main event. Maybe that was the original plan in kayfabe, but really they were. But in reality, they regardless to move the contenders match between Samoa Joe and Dustin in the main event, which I'll give it the second best match of the night, but number one goes to Adam and Penta, in my opinion. They definitely killed it out there in their great performance. But this is where we also saw a vignette of what happened last week with Trent Beretta and between Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy after they lost to the Young Bucks in the semifinals. But then looked like they were about to give the people what they want, like they do every single time when they're out there, like they've been doing for the last 5 years. But before it looked like before they can even get like at least 5 steps away from each other, this is where you got Trent Beretta hit the running knee, attacks him, and then shoulder, and I'll say shoulder tilt, not shoulder tilt, I mean shoulder bump right into his mom. And then this is where we got what's her name? Chris Statlander trying to talk some sense into him. So like, what the hell was that? Like, that's your best friend, and that's your mom Sue. That's your best friend Orange. And Sue. What's wrong with you? And this is where he whispered something in his ear, and it seemed like something it's like said something insulting to either one of them, if not both of them. Like for him whispering something in his ear, it must have been very bad to hear it out loud, I should say. Yeah, like so. I'm not sure. It's something very awful. It must have said something awful that you probably wouldn't repeat on live national television. But anyways, yeah. If the only way you're gonna be hearing that, like hearing what exactly Trent Beretta said, is going to be from either him or even Chris Statlander. Like it's like a similar scenario with Cody Rhodes and The Rock when he whispered something in Cody's ear a couple weeks ago, which we knew it said he was going to make the Cody bleed, which The Rock explained in a promo a week after he did make him bleed. But anyways, yeah. Bleed, but that's what it kind of reminds me of in comparison, like with Trent Beretta's heel turn onto Orange Cassidy. But yeah, let's move on to the match, which was I'll say, like I said, like it was the number one best match of the night, which was the Rated R Superstar in his next Cope Open Challenge, which it was none other than Penta El Ziedo Miedo, which he challenged him from last Saturday at Collision, and unfortunately I didn't make a review video of it, and I honestly apologize for that. Like it was because I had some issues with my webcam, like. And that was the reason why I couldn't have a chance to make the video of it. Like otherwise, I would have made it the Sunday after WrestleMania Night 1, like a few hours before WrestleMania Sunday even came on. Like at least the early afternoon. Like I would have made a review video of it, but no matters. I'll just talk about whatever happened then. I'm gonna talk about it here and then on a future AEW review video. But I'm gonna start off by him with Penta giving the challenge to the Rated R Superstar, like on AEW Collision, because he did made it clear that he wants a challenger from last week's Dynamite, I believe, for the last week's, yeah, But yeah, let me know in the comments down below on who was your prediction on who was going to win this match. But let's start off with Penta and Adam Copeland going face to face with Penta doing this sketch, but not spear. What I'm talking about, I just kind of spoiled it here. But anyways, he shoved Adam Copeland. He was like, "What are you gonna do about it, big man?" And this is where Adam Copeland's like, "What do you think I'm gonna do?" And he shoved him right back. And then this is where Penta's like you never wrestle anybody like me. This is where and the Penta was like, Penta El Ziedo Miedo, and he did that right into Copeland's face by shoving it right into his. And this is where Adam Copeland's like, okay, he asked for it. This is where he tried to go for a huge clothesline, but this is where we got Penta then took a page out of Cody Rhodes' playbook and did an insult to injury on his opponent and went for a spear. He thought that was going to be a title stealing victory, like after hitting a spear like that. Like, and what Penta did not know that Roman Reigns kicked out of that, just like what Adam Copeland was about to do, which he did so right here on tonight's AEW Dynamite while kicking out. This is where Penta was like, no matter, like let's go up on the top, hit a double foot stomp right onto the Rated R Superstar. But this is where Adam Copeland kicks out instantly at 2.3. This is where Penta was like, okay, like no matter, like those are just minor maneuvers. Like it's not even my finisher, let alone my signature. So this is where he tried to go for his finishing move that ended early. He was like Ziedo Miedo, and this is where he tried to go for the what's that move? I keep forgetting the name of the move. It's the torture rack, I believe it's called. Right, whatever it's called. But yeah, he tried to hit it on Adam Copeland. Adam Copeland counter out of it. And this is where he tried to go over a clothesline. He gets ducked once again by Penta. This is where he hit the super kick right onto Adam. This is where he sent him on over to the outside in the left corner of the ringside area. This is where the Penta was getting ready for Adam Copeland to get back up to hit a suicide dive right onto the Rated R Superstar. This is where once he tried to go for the suicide dive, like this is where Adam Copeland, I believe, like what he did, like he moved out of the way, I believe. Yeah. That's what happened. He moved. This is where he waited for him to get back up. He tried to go for a suicide dive or something right onto him, but we did not know because he hanged onto the ropes. He flips right back doing a backflip when Adam Copeland ran out of the way before he got hit by whoever dived that Penta, and he got the back. He flipped over, got the back foot up, and this is where he was on his knees, kneeling down. He was like I knew you were about to move out of the way, like, or else I would have just taken the chance anyways and attack you by now. But Adam Copeland was like either way, like I was ready for you, like, and this is where Penta was like, you may have been ready this time, but you're not gonna be ready for me in the entire time. This is where then Adam Copeland got back in the ring. This is where Penta then snuck inside back in the ring. This is where he chopped him right to his chest. This is where he's like, yeah, like Penta's not done with him yet, and he's going to be new TNT champion like sooner or later. And this is where he rolled out the ring. And Adam Copeland's like, I gotta admit, like this guy is definitely not an easy. This guy's not an easy. What's that? An easy challenger to surpass. Like, if you know what I mean. But this is where Penta El Zero Miedo was continuing doing his beating onto the current AEW TNT champion. This is where then he started beating him right into the corner turnbuckle, and then this is where he then threw him back in the ring. This is where he started giving him an unforgettable beating right into the bottom right side. Started hitting him with right hands right into the head of Adam Copeland when he was hanging on to the corner turnbuckles. This is where then he Irish whipped him right to the upper left side, but this is where Adam Copeland then leapfrogs and hit a flying head scissor right onto the Rated R Superstar. This is where then Adam Copeland hit a rolling head scissors right on the Penta. This is where he put him in a scissors lock right around his neck and head of Penta. This is where Penta then flips right over, puts him. And this is where he put his legs up in the air, and he was doing a handstand, even though his head was still trapped into Adam Copeland's legs. Even if he fell back, he would still be in a safe position. So I'm not sure if he would have been. I'm not sure if it was necessary for him to do a handstand, unless he was trying to do something impressive. Unless he was trying to do an impressive trick, which it was him doing some kind of impressive trick with him kicking back up, and this is where he was like, and this is where he did so when him putting his hands up, he did a kip up with his hands, and he went and he had to put his feet back up, and this is where he had Adam Copeland in a sit down snapmare position. He went for a super kick, and when he tried to go for a pin, he only got a 2.9999999. Double 2.9 0.1 away from being 3. This is where he tried to go for a senton splash right onto the Rated R Superstar, but Adam Copeland then move out of the way right on time. This is where they try to go for a double clothesline, but that didn't work, so they went for a discus clothesline. I don't know how they knew about this. But yeah, this is where they did that, but they still were up. This is where they try to go for a drop kick around each other. They both hit each other, but they both fell down to the ground. This is where then Penta was the first one to start crawling to get back on his feet. Until like 20 seconds later, we got Adam Copeland doing the same thing. This is where they started going to hit some chops and punch right onto each other, playing wrestling when they were on their knees, hitting forearms right into each other. This is where we got This is where we got this is where Penta then won the wrestling tennis war with who's you got the better forearm right into each other. This is where they start showing on the screen that they have 19 minutes left until they show the what's that the 19 they have 19 minutes left to show the footage of with the Young Bucks showing the footage of what happened backstage on the All In what happened backstage in AEW All In last year in August 2023, which we're gonna get to that in just a moment. But anyway, this is where we got Penta wait where Adam Copeland to roll out of the ring on the outside. This is where he runs right to the left side. This is where he hits a diving senton right onto the Rated R Superstar. This is where he lands right on top of him. This is where Penta El Zero Miedo then ran back in the ring before he got counted out. But this is where I was thinking to myself, like, why is Penta doing this? Like, because like he's in the like in order to him to become an the AEW TNT champion, if he beats him by pinfall submission. But luckily he noticed this. This is where he tried to retrieve. This is where Adam Copeland. This is where he tried to get back on his feet, but fortunately for him, like Adam Copeland got back into the ring before he got himself in some kind of corner like that he couldn't get himself out of, like in order for him to be AEW TNT champion. But Adam Copeland fixed all the confusion and ran himself back in the ring. This is where we got Penta then try to walk right towards the Rated R Superstar. This is where then he grabs onto the head of onto the TNT champion. But this is where Adam Copeland started grabbing onto the ropes. He's like, you know what, screw it. He started stomping him. He didn't care that the referee started counting. He started stomping him until he got right onto the apron, which he did. This is where he laid him right onto the on the left side of the apron, like flat, like in the sideways position with his head right onto the apron. This is where he did a big boot right to the head onto the Radar Superstar. And this is where he's like, Zero Miedo, like to the fans. This is where he started continuing to do his punishments right onto that exact same apron, started stomping him, and then started booting him right to his face with him laying down onto the bottom turnbuckle on the upper left side. This is where we got this is where then Penta then trying to go up right on the top rope. This is where he tried to go for what's that but I'll say what's that spinning Hurricane Rana. But this is where Penta got intercepted in the counter by the Rated R Superstar Adam Copeland. He put him and got him into an electric chair position and hit him with a slamming face buster right off his shoulders, hitting the face first. This is where both men were down like for about a good 5 seconds. Because the referee was counting up to then until they got back up. This is where Adam Copeland got him into in the Adamcation, I guess it's called. Like it used to have been called the Educator, but I guess they call it the Adamcation. I guess you could call it, but yeah, we only got it locked in for like a good 20 seconds, like until Penta got his hands all over the ropes, right into the right side, like in the bottom ropes, of course. This is where Adam Copeland pulls him right back though, like, and they incarnated him into an ankle lock from the Adamcation, like, and this is where he only got him locked in with the ankle lock. For only about 10 seconds. I guess that's a curse for him. Him inventing the "You Suck" chants for Kurt Angle's theme music and shaving him bald and coming up with and doing those what's that the signs that say plenty of insults to Kurt Angle, even though he apologized about a couple years ago. But I guess the karma's coming back to him, and the ankle lock wasn't in his favor, so that's why Penta probably rolled out of it. This is where we got Penta then hit a springboard missile drop kick right into the face of Adam Copeland. This is where Penta didn't go for a pinfall, but this is where Copeland got the shoulder up at 2.2. This is where we got this is where Penta then was like damn it. This is where then he tried to get back on his feet. This is where he then tried to This is where I believe he tried to run and try. I believe try to go for a sling blade, but Adam Copeland counter it into a clothesline or a big boot. I think it was a big boot. Yeah. But this is where we got Adam Copeland and trying to charge at him, do a huge clothesline right onto the master of Zero Miedo. This is where he picks up. This is where he picks up Adam, put him right into the top. The bottom corner apron. This is where then Penta then try to. Grabs onto his hand when Adam tried to go for a right hand, but this is where Penta hit a step up insecurity that had him down for a good second. But this is where Penta tried to go for like a slingshot springboard dive right onto Adam Copeland and hit a move to him right through the hardest part of the ring, which is the ring apron. This is where we got Adam Copeland and intercepted him, hit a big boot right to his face to knock him down and so he can get back on his feet. This is where we got Adam Copeland and picks him up right onto his shoulders. And I was thinking to myself, like, is he going to go for the flapjack or the or my signature move or finishing maneuver now? Like, who knows what it is now? Like, I need to start making some WWE 2K video WWE 2K video game videos, like for me to show you exactly what I mean by that. But anyway, this is where it looked like he was about to hit either one, but I did not know which one because Penta quickly soon after started hitting elbow strikes right into the head of the Rated R Superstar. And I know I keep saying his nickname way too much, but it's where we got the fear factor from Penta when him trying to hit right onto Adam Copeland. Now I know the name of it. It's called Fear Factor, right? And then this is where he try to go for it onto Adam Copeland, but this is where we got Adam Copeland pushes Penta right to the bottom left side of the corner. Anyway, he trying to charge at Penta, but this is where Penta super kicks him right to the face. This is where Penta then try to go for, I believe, he tried to spear him again, but the lightning doesn't strike twice, and that wasn't a guarantee, even though it wasn't his signature move. But even though, even if you're still in your opponent's finishing maneuver, insult to injury, it still is accurate. Like for it to be a guarantee, like if it doesn't work the first time, it's gonna be working the second time. But if it works the first time, it's not gonna work the second time. But that was the case here on this spot, like where Penta tried to spear him, but this is where Adam Copeland intercepts and hit him with a power slam right through the ring apron, which is known as the hardest part of the ring. This is where Adam Copeland then fell right down to the floor. This is where he's like, man, like that was a very painful hassle. This is where both men were down onto the concrete. This is the referee was like, "Are you guys okay?" And this is where they must have been because they must have said yes because they soonly got back up as soon as after the referee checked on them. This is where they went up right on top. And luckily, that's a good sign that they were okay. By the way. But anyway, Adam Copeland, I believe, tried to go for a suplex right on the Penta, right off the top rope when he was right on top. But this is where Penta countered, hit a sunset flip, avalanche code red right off that top turnbuckle, right in the lower right side. This is where they try to go for a pin, but this is where Adam Copeland then kicks out at 2.999999999. And let me tell you, this was anything and everything was not putting away the Rated R Superstar for this match. And this is where the fans were chanting, "This is awesome" in response, which I totally agree. That's why I'm giving it the number one best match of the night. Nothing against Samoa Joe and Dustin Rhodes. It's just that it didn't deliver as much as what Adam and Penta has offered on the opener match. So that's why it's getting the number one best match of the night. It gave it a main event feel, like if Adam Copeland's taking the TNT Championship to a whole new level, like at least double times more than Christian Cage just ever did with the championship belt. But anyway, this is where we got this is where Penta then got him back down. This is where he tried to go for a pin, but this is where Adam Copeland kicks out again at 2.999 or 2.06. This is where Penta tried to go for a third time because the last two times he got countered by Adam Copeland. Like when he tried to go for the fear factor, and it was like hopefully the third time is a charm, and it seemed like he was triple cursed because like he tried to attempt to do the move, but Adam Copeland reversed it once again for the third straight time in a row. This is where he rolled his arm up. This is where he ducks. This is where he tried to. This is where Penta to try to go for a springboard crossbody, but he gets intercepted with a spear, and Adam Copeland got the 1, 2, 3. And you're a winner of this match and still the AEW TNT champion, the rated R superstar Adam Copeland. I want to give a huge congratulations to him for successfully retaining his championship yet again. Another week, another successful title defense. Here's where he holds on to that title, but before he can even continue his celebration of the successful title defense, here's where he gets interrupted with the lights went out, and I was like, hopefully it's not the Undertaker. I'm just kidding. Like how he could be on All Elite Wrestling when he made a recent appearance on WWE, and he's under a Legends deal contract with that company. But anyways, it was the guys that were trying to be like the dead man, and it was none other than Julia Hart and Brody King, which Brody King decided to be just like the dead man. I believe everybody on Twitter is going to be criticizing AEW for allowing the House of Black of doing this, like being right behind Adam Copeland, just like how Undertaker was with The Rock from this past Sunday. But anyway, this is where we got Adam Copeland to turn around. This is where he saw him. But he went right in front of Julia Hart. This is where Julia Hart was like, hello, brother. Like, I'm your sister as champion. And then this is where I was thinking to myself, Julia, you realize what you just did you just realize what you just said? Hopefully you're just making a metaphoric comment. Yeah, making a metaphoric comment. But anyways, yeah, but yeah, this is where we got Brody King attacking Adam Copeland from behind, start beating him in an outnumber disadvantage. But this is where we got a woman that Julia Hart's been beefing with from the last couple weeks, just because she won the number one contenders match about 14 days ago, and that was none other than Willow the Pillow Nightingale. She came out there for the save so before Julia Hart could even hit her TBS championship against the TNT champion. This is where Willow Nightingale then trips her off the ground. As soon as she got in the ring, she started hitting some nail fists right onto Julia Hart until Brody King dragged Julia Hart out of the grasp of Willow the Pillow. This is where Willow Nightingale nearly got into a fist altercation with Brody King. This is where he's like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do about it, little girl? And that's where Willow Nightingale's like, that's a good question. Like, I guess she didn't do anything just because, for obvious reasons, not trying to make a dumb decision, but at the same time, I believe she would have taken him down, but she was probably stalling for the rated R superstar, which he was, because he got back up instantly and he started beating the hell out of him and then clotheslined him out of the ring. This is where he then fell right back down out of exhaustion, of course, because he just got done in a match that took basically I would say 40 minutes. No, not 40 minutes. More likely like a half an hour itself. Like it took a half an hour. So yeah, he was absolutely tired from after that match, like of him after an exhaustion of putting away a very promising Penta, I should say, when it comes to singles divisions. Like with him, like the only Lucha Bros that never got a chance to hold AEW singles gold. Even though he held tag team gold, but he haven't held singles gold, just like his brother Ray Phoenix did with the International Championship. But yeah, but let's hope he does win singles gold. Like it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, or even next month, but let's hope it'll be sooner rather than later when we can call him singles champion. Whether that be in TNT, International, or even World Championship, or even the Continental Crown Championship, when we can call him that particular champ. But this is where we got Will Nightingale checking on Adam Copeland, like after them taking down the two members of the House of Black. And let me tell you, like our wishes came true after seeing this, like us hardcore diehard wrestling fans, of seeing what's gonna be leading up to this, and it did came true, because it will indeed be a mixed tag team match between Willow Nightingale and Adam Copeland against the two House of Black members, Brody King and the reigning defending TBS champion, Julia Hart, in a mixed tag match. Who you think is going to win that match? Let me know in the comments down below. I think it could be the House of Black, just to build things up, that they might have the upper hand now, but that doesn't mean it's going to be the same at a week from this Sunday's AEW Dynasty pay-per-view. Which, yeah, and I'm thinking that's going to lead up to that, like for AEW Dynasty, with Adam Copeland teaming with Eddie Kingston and Mark Briscoe against Brody King, Malachi Black, and Buddy Matthews of the House of Black, while Willow Nightingale face Julia Hart for the TBS Championship. Which, yeah, I'm going to leave you guys to predict who's going to be your winner on your bingo card for AEW Dynasty on April 21st, I believe. But let me know in the comments below about that. But this is where Willow Nightingale helped Adam Copeland back up. This is where she gave him his TNT championship. And did anybody notice that Willow Nightingale had some black marks on her face, in the ink, like black ink marks on her face, like that she had on her face, after she saved Julia Hart? I was like, what's up with that? Is that recent, or do you think that was from a couple weeks ago? But even for them, why would she still have that in her face? Usually when someone gets misspit right in their face, it usually comes off right in their face unless it gets in their eyes. And that's when it's very hard to get out. That would be one thing about that. But anyways, this is where we move on and shifting gears. It must have been recently, which Willow Nightingale explained, when her and Adam Copeland got backstage. But we're gonna get to that in just a moment. But we're gonna talk about Renee Paquette backstage with Jericho. With Renee Paquette congratulating Jericho and Hook for successfully defeating the Shane Taylor's promotions. But what was not fortunate for you guys, y'all got attacked by Anthony Ogogo. When y'all attack you from behind, and this is where she's like, and now y'all got Shibata teaming with you guys, for evening the odds, and how y'all feeling about ahead of y'all's match tonight later on, and this is where Jericho's thank you for asking, and he was there's one thing I appreciate from Hook right now is bringing in Shibata to be on our team to even the odds against the team Shane Taylor promotion. Are gonna be sitting in the learning tree of Chris Jericho and learn what's the strategies, what to do to be successfully the winners of be the successful victors of tonight's show. With me, it's very simple. For an example, I'm gonna start with what's his name? Anthony Ogogo, I believe. Yeah. He was okay, you guys, I'm gonna start off with him. I'm gonna knock his block off while you hit an exploder suplex right on to Shane Taylor, and then you make Lee Moriarty tap out. Mr. Shibata. It's just that simple. And then he's and there's nothing but success for between the three of us. You guys, just remember that. Are you in? And this is where Hook is yep, I'm sure I'm in. And then this is where Shibata's and this is where he translate his language on his phone. It said in, I'm not sure if it was Siri or Google or whoever it was, but yeah, it said I'm in. When he was doing this translation thing. This is where Shane Taylor. And then this is where Jericho didn't walk off. And this is where as soon as he did, this is where we got Shibata hilariously ask Hook, say, with the translator on his phone, saying, what's his deal, Hook? And then this is where Hook was trust me, I don't know. It's just some kind of trust issues or something. And this is where Shibata then gave a kind complimentary gesture to Renee Paquette, saying, like, I like your necklace. And then this is where she wished him good luck with Jericho and Hook by taking on the Team Shane Taylor's promotion of Lee Moriarty, Shane Taylor, and Anthony Ogogo, which he recently became a new member of the Shane Taylor promotions. But this is where we got AEW showing the trilogy of matches between FTR and the Young Bucks with them fighting in tag team championship matches, or more likely tag team matches, like 3 times previously, like on each year, which the first one was in 2020. The second time was the first one was 2020, November in Full Gear, I believe. Yeah, in 2020. And then in 2022, I believe, in May, or was it June? They fought again, like it was in a normal tag team match. That's when FTR was those 3 sets of championships, tag team championships, from 3 different companies, from Ring of Honor, New Japan, and AAA. And then also their last encounter, which was for the AEW Tag Team Champion, but at that time it was FTR was the AEW Tag Team Champions when they defeated the Guns, and then last year they fought the Young Bucks, which they were the number 1 contenders at the time for the AEW Tag Team Championship, but they didn't. But when FTR tried to do an offer of respect of a fist bump, this is where or a handshake even. This is where the Young Bucks then they walked away and they just left, and no one haven't seen them until like later in the year 2023 when they start being the EVPs, like the overly strict heel EVPs, I guess you could call them. Like with this authority figure, I guess they're trying to be like their version of The Rock, I guess you could say. Of them, they're the EVPs. Like I wouldn't be surprised. Like EVPs, like they're saying like, so they're basically their boss. And if anything they do against it's against their rules, like they're gonna either have them pay like up to a $500 to a $5,000 fine, or even fire them. Something like the Rock would do. Like that he's part of the TKO board, like, and he's one of the board members, so he could just fire anybody he wants on screen, like on the show, like in storylines. Like if they don't do exactly what he say, and he's known as the final boss. I wouldn't be surprised if the Young Bucks start calling themselves the last boss, like considering they're the EVPs of AEW on and off screen. Sorry if I'm mixing my words together. It's just my voice is hoarse and it's very difficult of pronouncing my words correctly. I apologize about that, by the way. But anyways, we do get the segment. We do get a backstage segment with a backstage interview with Eddie Kingston and Mark Briscoe. Like being interviewed by Renee Paquette, like with her asking about. Asking about their team, about their teaming strategy, like with Adam Copeland against the House of Black in less than 2 weeks from now for AEW Dynasty, and when she asked about after saying congratulations on your latest win against Eddie Kingston last weekend at Ring of Honor's Super Card of Honor, yeah, that's what it's called. Like this is where and this was like, yeah, like it's too hard to explain it. Like we just basically had a dog fight in that ring. Like, and Eddie Kingston, like, how you feeling right now? Like, and he was like, he's like, yeah, I feel simultaneously right now. Like, and this is where he's like, how about you, Eddie? Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel very I just feel very bruised inside, like, and very I feel very battered and beat I'll say completely swollen, basically, I guess you could say. But I'm too completely swollen to explain how I feel right now. Like, I don't even know what simultaneously even means right now. I'm so still feeling the pain right now. Like I'm just so beat up. Like, that's the best way I can say. Like, Like we just gotta do what we gotta do, you know. And this is where Adam Copeland's like, I love you guys. Like I completely like do. Like and it's like I saw that dogfight you guys had at Super Card of Honor, and then y'all worked y'all's tails off, and then Mark Briscoe, you earned that championship. Like and he was like I don't know about you guys right now about facing any members of the House of Black anytime soon, but I want a match 1-on-1 against him. I like next week. And he's like, because him and Julia Hart tried to jump on me, like thanks to Willow the Pillow here, sis, or Willow the Pillow sis here, like with him barely having breath, have any breath to breathe out of. Like this is where he starts saying like, he's always like, he was like, yeah, I knew we got jumped, but thanks to Willow the Pillow sis here, like thank you, thanks to her, I help out. She helped me out even the odds and take down the House of Black. Excuse me for a second. Hello. But yeah, honest opinion on it because it feels like it's still like in the middle, but to the goal. But yeah, glad to help you. So make sure like what you get and make sure if you have it or not or whatever. Yeah. Better be safe than sorry. I don't know. You're welcome. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See you, yeah, absolutely, yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. See you get back on. Yeah. All right, SNA fans, I'm back here. Yeah. Now back to the review video of tonight's AEW Dynamite. This is where we got this is where we got this is where Will Nightingale's like, yeah, don't mention it. Like, yeah, like anytime, like always glad to be. And then this is where Adam Copeland's like, okay, you guys, like, but like you, like, I'm just make sure we're all good for AEW Dynasty to make sure we make an example out of any of the members that try to cross us. Like, and this is where, and this is where, and then this is where. But anyway, yeah, this is where Will Nightingale's like, you know what? I have an idea. Like, this is where Will Nightingale told Adam Copeland, how about it'll be like, and this is where before she can even say what her idea was, she gets rudely interrupted by her so-called mister that claims that he had an affair with her. This is where he Stokely Hathaway then say like, yeah, like we have a tremendous idea before she fights.